Hello my friends, David Kessler here and welcome back to the studio. Today let's talk about 5 ways to get more followers on Instagram. Now you know, Instagram's always been a sort of a weird thing for me. I've never really liked it that much. However, I've probably sold more work on Instagram than any other social media platform. It's visual based, which is good for artists, and there's, millions of artists on there. But you have to understand with Instagram, there's very few people have many followers on Instagram. Now I'm closing in on 10,000, so while that's not that many, that's the top 15% of people on Instagram, which is hard to believe. The average person on Instagram has about 150 followers. It's shocking. If you look up the statistics, very few people have more than 150 to 300 followers on Instagram. And a lot of people just don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. There's a science to it, and once you get into the in-depth part of Instagram, it's amazing what you have to do to get to like 40 or 50,000 people as followers. It's a whole underground business, but I'm not going to get into all that. I'm just going to give you top 5 really simple things to help get you more followers on Instagram. So if people aren't following you, it may be one of these 5 things that you can improve in your feed to increase your followers. Okay? The first thing is make it public. This seems obvious, right? That your feed should be public. You don't want to have just people that are followers. You don't want people to have to ask to be a follower of your feed. You want people to publicly see what it is that you do, right? And I see artists all the time that follow me, but they have a private feed. It seems nonsensical to me that if you want to increase followers and show people what you're doing, that you have a public feed. Anyway, make it public. Now, number 2 is 2 parts. And the heading of this is be consistent, right? So there's 2 parts. Number 1, of course, is to post consistently. And this is going to vary. People are going to tell you, post 4 times a day. Well, I refuse to live my life in and for social media. So I'm not going to post 4 times a day. But I do post once a day. Actually, I'm doing an experiment right now for 30 days. I'm posting once a day for 30 days to see if it increases followers and to see if it increases engagement. And it's weird. The less I post, the more followers I get. I don't understand how that works. But anyway, I'm trying to post once a day for 30 days. And what I'm doing is now through Facebook and Instagram is what's called a Creator Studio. So if you go to Creator Studio, you can publish a lot of stuff ahead of time so that you don't have to figure out what you want to post each day. So I post like 30 days in a row ahead of time. So if you're interested in that, go to Creator Studio. So anyway, post consistently so people are getting your work in their feed. Now the second part of be consistent is, and I've talked about this, I don't know how many videos before, be consistent in your work. People say, I don't want to be consistent. I don't want to be pigeonholed into doing one thing. I want to do a thing, man. I'm an artist. I like to do everything. Well, there's nothing wrong with doing everything, but just be aware that people, like to follow people that have a consistent sort of a look and feel to their work. Work that's recognizable. Make sure your work is consistent, recognizable, and make sure it's good. Don't put a bunch of crappy ass paintings out there or crappy ass work, whatever it is, kind of work that you do on there, and expect people to follow stuff that's not good. If it's not visually stimulating, people aren't going to like it. You're the only one that can be the judge of your work, but be critical of yourself and what you do and put your best work out there on Instagram, and you will get followers. If you put it out there, it's consistent, and you have consistent posting, you will start to get some followers. Okay, number 3, if it says art, in the description. Like I said, it says such and such art, or such and such art studio, or such and such fine art. It's an art feed. People will follow it because of the art. When you go on vacation, don't put your vacation pictures on there. People don't want to see a week of you at the beach. It's not relevant to art in your art feed. You will lose people, you will lose followers if you're posting vacation pictures. Here's the other thing I see all the time. Selfies. If you're constantly putting a picture of yourself on there that's an art feed, you will lose followers. I mean, I don't care if you're good looking or not. I don't want to see your picture all the time. If I'm following your art, I want to see your art. I don't want to see you in front of your art necessarily all the time, nor do I want to see selfies of you, right? Please, if it says art in there, people are going to follow it because it's art. Now, putting personal pictures in there once in a while, great. You know, your cat's in your studio, your dog's in your studio, whatever, that's great. Number 4, make sure you engage with those, then engage with your posts. For instance, if they make comments, you know, make sure that you follow up and respond to their comments and do it in a timely manner. And I know that sometimes I'll have some that slip by me, you know, and I won't catch them until a week later or something, and it makes me feel bad. But I try to keep on top of it and respond to comments, you know, on a timely basis. And the other thing is, you know, if in your descriptions of your work, if you post questions in there so that you're asking questions of your followers, that's always a good thing so that they can respond to you and respond to the post. You know, it makes it more engaging for them and for you, and will increase the engagement of your followers to do that. So it's very important. And number 5, you know, on Instagram you can only have one link, one hot link, meaning that when they click on the link, the user clicks on the link, it goes to a specific place. That's the only place is in your profile description. So that link needs to go to your website. Or if you don't have a website, which you should, if you're an artist or a painter, you gotta have a website. But if you sell somewhere other than a website, right, then link to that. Because if you have an art feed and you're trying to sell art through your art feed on Instagram, then you need a place that people can look at your art. You know, so I mean, I have mine that goes to my website, and typically I'll put up a special page on the website that's just because Instagram's mobile, right? So you see it on your phone. So mine's just quick links. So I have all my stuff on there. So I have quick links, and you just slip through it, and it says, you know, workshops, online workshops, paintings, you know, whatever else in there, and you just click on that and it takes you right there. So people can see, you know, a big menu to begin with, and they can click on whatever it is that they want to click on. Right now I think I have a link that I'm trying to, you know, do some courses and get some engagement for some of my online workshops. So I have a link specifically to that, but it does change, and you should have it. You know, if you're trying to sell your paintings, you want to have people go to whatever site it is that you're using to help sell your paintings. Okay, so 5 simple things, right? Number 1, make it public. Number 2, make it consistent. That's in posting and in your work. Number 3, if it says art in it, you know, post your art. Not all your vacation pictures, or, you know, all your pictures with you and your dog, or, you know, while those are you know, endearing, that's not what I'm following your feed to see if it says it's an art feed. Number 4, engage with your followers by asking questions and responding to their comments. And number 5, you know, make sure the profile link goes to a place where you sell your art. If that's the intent of your Instagram feed, then you'll need that link to a place that sells your art. Okay, hope this was helpful for you. If it was and you enjoyed it, share it with your friends. And I'll see you on the next video. Thanks.